Hello dearest subscribers, welcome to another video. Please, if you're new here, my name is Mrs. Lydia Emmanuel Oduok. My maiden name was Miss Lydia Malaki Ofort. So please, if you're contemplating, at least now you're very sure. So this is part 2 of the video where we are talking about those processes that are involved as regards nurses job recruitment for the GCC nations, of which Saudi Arabia is one of them. So this is part 2 of the video. In the first video we explained some tips and I mentioned data flow. I explained some things there, but in today's video I want to go straight and talk about 5 things. I will explain data flow also and what you need to have, the documents you have to keep ready. I'll explain Mumaris, then Saudi Commission for Health Specialties. I'll go ahead to talk about the Prometrics, otherwise SNLE, that is Saudi Nursing Licensing Exams, and I will also explain about Iqama. So yes, let's start and explain more about the data flow. Now for the data flow, that's the primary source verification where all your credentials are going to be verified to be sure that you're actually a licensed nurse practitioner from your home country. So regarding this, you need your international passport, which must be valid, then transcript from the school you graduated from, and then for your license should be current. It shouldn't be, your current nursing license should be valid, like it shouldn't be expired. And then you are also going to verify it with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. Also, you need work experience. Work experience later, your CV. It's all mandatory. So this is what happens in data flow. When you apply for your data flow, all these processes, that is the result the system works. You will be tracking the process, like it will be telling you one after the other. When your results from your school has been verified, it will take like the same thing. When your license is verified, you will also see it until when the process is successful. Then that is when you proceed to apply for your Mumaris. Now Mumaris, that is Saudi Commission for Health Specialties, Saudi Commission for SCFHS. Saudi Commission for Health Specialties. So that's a unified body that classifies all health practitioners in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And now where Mumaris Plus comes in is that for you to go through your this classification process successfully, you need to open an account with Saudi Commission for Health Specialties, that unified body. And that account that you are going to open is what is called the Mumaris Plus. So now for you to go through your Mumaris successfully, your data flow has to go through. Very important. So there is how the Mumaris platform works. So you have to create an account, you have to sign up, then you follow all the protocols. You follow everything, you apply, upload your documents as they are asking of them, and once that is successful, you will get to a stage that you will be given eligibility code when your classification is successful. Remember, we have nurse specialists, we have the nurse technicians, even for the doctors, the consultants, the specialists, the residents, is like that. Even for the dentists, like any specialty that you can even think of in the health sector, this is the body that classifies us. So that classifies everybody. the lab scientists and all of that, they pass through this Mumaris Plus to be classified, even both for foreigners and indigenes. So what happens is that when your Mumaris Plus is successful, you will be given an eligibility code. And then all these things takes funds. Yeah, it takes income. So once you have an eligibility code for Mumaris, that is when you can go ahead to apply for exams that suits your classification. And your classification will be based on what was your data flow and then the documents that you uploaded. I hope that this is like you get to understand me as you watch through the video, because there are videos on how to go about it in the platform and all of that. With time, so I believe with time I'll be able to do most of this illustration, but I just want you to know what is expected of you at this initial stage. So once that eligibility code is successful, that's when you can now apply for the exams that suits your classification. So for the nurses, it's usually the nurse specialist. So you will apply for your Prometrics, choose the date that you want to write, and then let me go straight to talk about that Prometrics. Prometrics is for the nurses, that is Saudi nursing licensing exams. It's an exam that is doable. A lot of people have passed, a lot of foreigners have passed, and you too, you can pass as well. So what happens in that exams is a computer-based test exams. In that exams, you have 2 sessions, each session lasting 2 hours. And each of the session you have 105 questions, and it covers all aspects of nursing. So what we tell people in the coaching group is that you have to read broad. We give you the study materials and just tell you all the nitty-gritty of the exams, and hopefully there is a high success rate. People don't fail much once you have prepared. And very important, you have 3 attempts to write the exams. So we always encourage people, do your best to pass at that first attempt so that you don't go for second and third. And the bad thing is that if you don't pass after 3 attempts, you may not be able to renew your contract. So from the beginning, like I said in the first part of the video, that information in that first part of the video, I emphasize that it is very important to get all the information you want if you ever want to consider taking a job offer there. And I personally used to advise people to study for the exams, because immediately you resume here, you will be posted to start working, and if you have not had any background before coming with the tedious schedules, it might be tasking, so you stand a chance of passing, because without passing that exams, you may not be able to even complete your 1 year successfully. So it's that serious as regards success for the exams. And you know how life can be. It's only when you have the results you can now say you can rule out that one as one of the things you are anticipating to achieve. So now when you have achieved that, it's just once you register for the exams and you pass, it's always a good thing. It's always also a relief. So I mentioned that it has 2 sessions, 105 items per session, each session lasting 2 hours. Out of these 105 items per session, which is 2 sessions, so that means you having 2 hours per session, the entire exam's duration is 4 hours. So after session 1, you can either choose to go for your 30 minutes break, or you just click to start the second session immediately. And then these 210 questions that you have in 2 sessions, it is scored as 800 marks. So that means 210 question equals So 210 questions equals 800 marks. So you can do the mathematics because the pass mark is 500. The pass mark is 500. So you see that out of these 210 questions, you are considered to score at least not less than 140 correct answers, not less than, if you do the mathematics. So after that, it's usually about 2 weeks to 1 month, about that period, most times 2 weeks, depending on when you wrote the exams, because most of the time the results are coming out towards the end of the month. So if your date was towards the beginning of the month, you may wait till they are ready to release for everybody that wrote that month, or maybe it's that first week of the new month they release for everybody that wrote that previous month. So I mean, it's something that is very, very doable. And then I will just explain about the Iqama. Iqama is residence permit, so that's the Arabic name. Iqama, it means residence permit. So that's what you need, just like how if you're from Nigeria, NIN, yeah, your national identification number, it's like that. So you need that one when you eventually relocate. So for most people at the moment, we don't have a center in Nigeria to write Saudi nursing licensing exams, so most people usually write when they relocate. And what is really mandatory now, because of the setback that we had around 2024 with verification of nursing license for data flow. So because if you've been following the nursing trends, there was a time in 2024 that there were some challenges with verifying people's license and all of that. So data flow was not going for Nigerians, and people had issues with their employment offer. So after that time, they started mandating that people should at least have their data flow before they relocate. So the process, it looks a little bit tedious, but you can go through it, and it's good to work with a reliable agent. Yeah, because even when you want to rely on a staff that is practicing there, a lot of times the work is so tedious, you may not even have your phone handy if you need urgent information. But if you are working with agents of which their sole responsibility and their source of income is on this 247, they are always ready to attend to your whatsoever concerns, and they have the experience, and they are also very, very much up to date. So I wish anybody that may be thinking of venturing into this adventure a very successful journey. Yeah, so if you have questions, I'll appreciate in the comment section. It will be a great privilege for me to also share some insights. So happy Nurses Week to all nurses. Please, if you've watched up till this time, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, thank you so much. Share my videos, like, comment, recommend people to watch. This is one of the good blessings you can give me during this Nurses Week. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate. See you in another upload. Yeah, you will always have reasons to not regret subscribing to this channel. So thank you so much. Bye.